All right, welcome to the next episode of Phoenix Rises podcast. Don't know what number we're on, so I'm gonna skip it.
Am I in?
Yeah, you might be.
Maybe I'm just like half of my faces.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Today we have Dani with us, Daniela, Danielle, and Jesus.
Hola.
Steven is with baby, so he cannot be with us today.
Hi, kid.
Oh, kid, KD. Call him KD, I think.
You call him what?
KD. Kit Duff.
Ah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Yeah. So what are you guys up to this week? What did you guys do this last weekend? You were on a trip, right? Or no?
Me?
Yeah.
No, that was the weekend before this
Oh
one.
man, I'm all mixed up.
Yeah. This one, I went to a pool bar. Like, to play pool.
Yeah.
It was pretty interesting. Very American.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah,
You
I'm
good?
not good at it at all.
Yeah.
But I discovered you can play multiple games.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty fun.
I play with people, and if I miss a shot and they just run the table, like I do not get a go again.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
So it's not fun.
Yeah.
Like when you miss a shot, you might as well just
Pressure.
give up because they'll just clean up the table.
Alright.
Because like it's one thing to see a ball, hit it in the hole, but then you have to position the cue ball to hit the next shot.
See, I didn't even think
Yeah.
about that.
And if you do that, then
Yeah, you hit.
undeniable.
Yeah, you hit, but you also gotta hit right. Once I hit it, where the ball is gonna go,
Yeah.
like plays based on the either the or is it like smooth or stripes? I don't know how you call it.
Solid.
Solid, yeah. Based on depending like which ones you get to play. Like I do like it at fairly decent at, but yeah, like there's places that it's just like
Yeah,
boom boom boom.
take it
that's
serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like going. Like when I go out, like a pool bar is like a good place to go. It's a fun time.
Yeah.
Because they got like darts and stuff too.
Oh yeah, they have. Yeah.
Just kind of have a good time, get a little drinking in.
Yeah.
I don't start playing darts unless I see two dartboards. Like there's actually one there, but I'm so wasted that.
Yeah.
And then you're not quite sure where you're throwing it, so that makes it a good time, I think.
Yeah, it's fun. I wish they had like a ping pong table.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
But I feel like most places.
For beer pong or for actual people?
No, for actual ping pong.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I felt so defeated, and I was like, I need to play something that I'm actually okay.
Ping pong or foosball is fun. With the little.
Oh yeah.
You ever play that?
Yeah.
You ever play that?
Football?
Yeah, the little.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Guys
Okay,
on the
got you.
right,
Yeah.
Spin them around.
That's fun.
I just.
Yeah. It's
Or table just moving, banging on the floor and moving and everything. I can see it happening.
Yeah, that's fun.
So Dani, what got you into personal training? You think? Like, what's your
well-
path from birth till now?
Better do this podcast.
Alright.
Do this podcast right now. Where are you sitting right now?
It happened when I was 3 years old. I just woke up and I was like, I found my passion.
Yeah,
My first
like
word-
kids want to be astronauts and firefighters. You're like,
I'm
My
a
first,
personal
yeah,
trainer.
my
Yeah.
first words were 40-20.
You're what?
My first words were 30-15.
Oh,
40-20.
I actually it took me a while to know what I wanted to do. I graduated high school and I had no idea what I wanted to do. I thought about going just to psychology, then it was business. Then I moved here to the States with the idea of going into like film production. And it took me like a year being here and just going through like school and like curriculums of like majors, and I saw exercise science and I was like what is this? Because in Colombia we don't have that. You can study to be like a physical education teacher, but nothing like this. So I clicked on it and like started looking through the curriculum, and I was like I fell in love. That had never happened to me. Like where all the classes that I saw from the major, I was like, yes, I like that. Yes. I got excited. I was like, this is it.
That's
Like
it.
I'm not exactly sure what I could do with it. I mean, I'm not like exercise path, but like you can go into like physical therapy. You can go into like actual exercise physiology, like cardiovascular, personal training, all that. But I was like, I don't know where that's gonna take me, but I know that that's a good place to start because I love all of it. So
Yeah.
that's when I kind of did.
keeping things open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Were you like, are you leaning one way or the other right now, or you just kind of?
Oh yeah, for sure. Fitness, like 100% like fitness is strength and conditioning. Before when I started, actually, I wanted to go into physical therapy. So I took all my requirement classes to do that. And then I did my internship and I was like, yeah, that's not happening. That's very slow, I was like, no, I can't.
One-on-one, sitting in the office a lot.
Yes. A lot of paperwork and like, I was like, that's not my thing. And then I did an internship at a gym and I was like, that's it.
Yeah. You gotta think about like the insurance side of physical therapy.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a lot of reporting back to whatever insurance they have,
Yeah.
which would be boring.
It's very, and like just like filling out the intake or the how they're progressing and like, so I'm just keeping the casual, like the business casual, at least where I went. Business casual, I'm still very formal and like, I just cannot. I just wanted to like, sometimes I just wanted to shake the patient and be like, just walk! Like, you know.
That's very, like, shit, thank you!
I didn't think about that.
I didn't think about trying to walk, damn!
So I was like, I cannot, I need to be with like more
high
fast
energy.
pace,
Yeah.
you know?
I like this side of things too, because it's almost injury prevention. It's like, oh, my knee's kind of bothering me, and like I take it upon myself to be like, well, let's fix everything around the knee,
Right,
and then hopefully you don't have that knee problem anymore.
exactly, yeah.
Instead of, oh, your knee's broken, now we have to get it fixed.
Fixed. And not just that, like if you think about it, a lot of the people who go to PT, I'm not saying that PTs are necessary 100% and like the doctors know what they're doing, but like a lot of those times it's something that like honestly if you go to the right professional in our field, like strength and conditioning coach, we will probably be able to address your shoulder impingement, your like things that we can help you work with that is not necessarily having to go to like that type of setting.
Sometimes might be an easier problem that, it might be an easier solution than they actually going to the PT, like you said, not to take merit out of it, but probably like less invasive, like type of treatment. Like we can maybe like the problem like going to the extreme. Kind of this is like, oh, you gotta go to PT because my knee hurts, so it must be like something like extreme, like advanced in the sense that I'm even like surgery and all that. Like, hey, let's assess first, like how you move, why you move away. Let's try this, see if that's gonna help take away the pain and the issues. And most of the times, there's something that they're like, oh, that's what's it. And yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's good that people worry about it, but also like try to go through like different, I call it phases, like before getting to the extreme of going to a PT or a surgery or something like that. Like see if these certain things work first, and then if needed, then we can move on to the next option.
Yeah.
We're able to kind of prevent a lot at our level before it even progresses to something crazy.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah.
If you could snap your finger and
your
get...
hand is so big. I just need to...
I've been told that many times.
If you could snap. I feel like Thanos, like hand, like or half the population is
It's all that bass guitar playing.
Gotcha. Sorry, I just
Why are you so random? And it's like
my eyes went like huge. They got so big.
If you could snap your finger and give every one of your clients a trait or a habit that they just knock out of the park with no questions asked, what would that trait or habit be?
I would say incorporating stretching or mobility work into their daily routine as part of a fitness routine. Like it's huge. It makes a huge difference, not only like because like what you're capable of doing physically, but also like mentally. I think it's very beneficial. And a lot of people, like big dudes, like they're here trying to like lift heavy weights, and like when they start feeling a pinching and I'm like, I'm like, if you could maybe incorporate some stretching and like mobility, I guarantee you your performance out there also would like.
Are you talking about me right now?
You're so big, I get it, yeah. That's you.
Stiff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised you didn't attack me.
I didn't say anything, it was you.
There's a lot that comes with stretching. First, you get the lengthening of muscles, but like you said, like slowing down, focusing on your breath, does so much more than just physical.
Yeah.
It brings it all home, mentally, emotionally, sometimes, just like a whole full picture.
Oh, for sure. Like I talk for all my clients, if they're listening to this or watching, they're gonna be so. Here she goes again. But I just keep saying, like, I recently in the past, I would say, like 6 months, I incorporated a routine where, like, I use this app, it's going around what, to stretch every night. And it helps me with recovery, but also it helps me to bring down my mind, because I'm like 100%, and then it helps me to like bring down my mind, calm down, do some meditation as I'm stretching, and then by the time I'm going to bed, I'm like I'm ready to rest. I'm more calm. If I had a rough day, like I'm feeling better about it, I'm ready to just tackle the day. And then physically, next day I'm like, okay, well, that felt good on my hips. Yeah.
When you use stretching as meditation, is it like a mantra or a prayer or a word that you think about, kind of?
No, I don't have any mantras. It's just like focusing. There's a lot of breath work. So like for example, they have like, they're called differently, but for example, you focus on like breathing in 5, holding it for 5, and then breathing out at 5, or 8, 5, 2, or some stuff. So like while you're stretching, you're just literally focusing on your breath, and that gives you so much like I think like mental clarity and like calmness that is insane. I sleep like a baby when I stretch like that.
I think you also, now that you mentioned the mental part, like if you try, like alright, I'm gonna do mobility, but when it happens probably to many of our clients that they're doing their mobility part of the session or anything, but they already start thinking about, oh, I gotta go pick up the kid, I gotta go do this job, and like they're doing the movement itself, but because mentally they're not relaxed or disconnected a little bit either, I feel like the mind doesn't let the body either like respond to the stimulus as you would, because like Dani says, like because I'm breathing and slowing down, it also helps me get more out of the mobility and the stretching. It can be stretching doing something, but maybe either you're gonna rush through it, or either you're not gonna do the proper position, so you're doing it, but you're not getting the full benefit out of it. But yeah, if you're able to slow down your mind, your body's gonna follow that path as well, and you're already even relaxing before starting the relaxation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's 100% true. Like your mind is something. That's something that like I make fun with Steven about this, because he also uses this app, and the dude on the app always says surrender to the movement. And like you make like I thought it was hilarious at first, because you're like in this weird position and you're just like clinging and like I cannot surrender. But then as you start like really literally surrendering to the moment and just letting go of all that stuff, you realize how your body, of course you're stretching, so your muscles are trying to kind of like contract to protect you from like going into these certain range of motions. But if you really think about it and kind of like trust the process and let go easily, you start realizing that just by paying attention to your breath, you realize that, oh wow, I'm actually tensing up here. That stretching shouldn't be a movement where you're like tensing up. That's the complete opposite.
Yeah.
You should be in positions where like are uncomfortable, you're able to like relax and almost, what the dude says, like fall asleep into the position.
Yeah, I think like we make sure that we all warm up and that we lift heavy weights and get after what we're trying to get at. But I think cool downs are like slept on. No one ever thinks about it, and everyone's, like you said, thinking about picking up their kid, thinking about going to work, thinking about what's for dinner. So like people hit their workouts and they leave. There's not much cool down stretching
That's
there.
true.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like I know like Dani has a lot of mobility sessions and options there. I try to incorporate mine like at the end of my session and stuff like that, because I know they have so many stuff going on that most of the times they tell me, oh yeah, I'll do it later, and they don't do it. And so they are just literally start building up into being this gigantic ball of stress and tightness, which is gonna reflect in here, but also in their life. So the problem is, that like I try to tell them to even slow down, because I have many clients that even go, like I said, like go through the, I don't know, doing a bird dog, and the same going like, go, no, like, I'm like, hey, slow down, like take your time. Oh, this is gonna take me forever. Like, that's okay. This is your time of your day, or 24 hours. If at least you can have maybe of the hour that you're here, like 5-10 minutes of relax and chill and take care of yourself in that relaxation manner. Because yeah, you take care of yourself like nutritionally and then lifting and everything, doing what you need to do. But if you're able to take care of all yourself, also like disconnecting a little bit, that's good. Yes, you're gonna come out of here and take care of stuff, kids, work, dinner, lunch, whatever, meetings, etc. But at least at some part of your day, you were able to give yourself the proper care that you need. In my opinion, I guess it will be even more beneficial if they will do like Dani, for example, that does at the end of the day to finish their day and rest. Because it sounds funny, but like what sometimes happens that it's like putting a rock to sleep and like hoping that the next morning is just like kind of like a pill. You know what I mean? Like you go to sleep stressed, you're gonna wake up stressed, you're gonna wake up tired, and you're like, what are you gonna do the next day? You're gonna do more of what had you stressed the day before. You're gonna keep doing it and do it and do it. So you never break that pattern of keep building on stress. I mean, sooner or later, like unfortunately, you're gonna break it at some point.
Yeah.
So
I read this thing actually, and I think it's so true, that says that your bedtime routine sets the tone for your next day, and I think that's so true.
Yeah, similar to nutrition stuff, right? If someone's coming in here early morning, they're fueled by their dinner of the night before, you know? So just think about the importance of how everything works together. Like if you're not sleeping well, then you're gonna be craving sugary foods. If you're eating sugary foods, you may gain weight. If you gain weight, you're not gonna move as good as you used to. You're not gonna be able to get into those deep stretches or have the mobility necessary to do like a deep squat. It all falls apart.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That is true, and everything just starts falling down. Like there's no way of going around it.
Yeah. And then you can find that new normal where your body's just destroyed and you're like, well, this is how I am now.
Yeah, and that's I think that's the beauty of the body, that it adapts to things so quickly. And we just need to make sure we adapt. It adapts to the good things and not the bad.
Yeah.
So
it's like when you're really getting after like 6 days a week, working out, eating well, you're like, that 7th day I'm gonna take a break. But on that rest day, you're like, I need to get in there and work out. Like that's where you want to be.
Yeah.
It's like when I rest, I want to be active recovery,
Yeah. But then you take 3 days of rest in a row and then
Donezo.
Yeah.
Donezo.
Yeah.
yeah, active recovery of course is important too, but yeah, like you said, like it is important and good that people have the motivation to like every day do something for themselves, but also like many things that like what we say, like not every session or every day needs to be right, like balls to wall, let's go after it, because that's what, in my opinion, that's what like regular like average like coaches do. Like they just make sure that you live here like as sore as you can and like depleted and everything. Oh, that was a good session. No, don't go that way. Your body's not a machine, and even machines need rest day. So like what tells you that we need to know, that's why we're here. We are the ones who know how to get all that energy and enthusiasm and make sure that you don't burn yourself out in a month and a half. And then in a month and a half, we have the conversation like, hey, this is not working for me because we didn't channel properly all that energy. Reminds me that this morning with one client, the situation like, I'm never tired. Like I'm never tired. Okay, I'm like.
Yeah.
5 minutes before we're talking about how his body is literally telling him to slow down.
Yeah.
And we're talking about like incorporating more like stretching because that pain comes from tightness. And then he goes like, I'm playing pickleball. I'm playing like this and I'm doing this in the gym and this and that and that. So it's like, of course, like you want, and I think being active is never going to be a bad thing, ever. But it gets to a point where you also have to, okay, if I'm being this super active, I also need to give my body the chance to recover properly, because it's equally as important.
It was just amazing. I'm like, hey, careful there. I need to be tired for later today for pickleball. I'm never tired. And then I was like, You would just stop.
Drop my thought. Go ahead.
Kind of goes back to what you say, like, there's a lot of good trainers out there giving really good workouts. And that's just making you sweat, making you sore, hoping that you get some adaptations. But really great trainers give good training sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Like looking at months ahead, weeks ahead, planning for good progression the whole time. Like I've had one of my clients, she's a power lifter, and she said when she was training with me to get ready for competition, she was never sore. And that made her worried because the competitions before, she was always sore, always feeling like she's putting work in, but she didn't feel like she was doing enough with me. When we get to the competition and she PRs every lift.
Nice.
Like you don't have to be sore
Yeah.
to see
Right.
progress.
Yeah, it's like you're doing a squat, I don't know, like whatever, or volume, whatever, like, hey, how's it going? I didn't feel as much. I was doing around, like, you literally were doing a squat moving it just because afterwards you're not feeling depleted and you're about to fall. Doesn't mean that you didn't put in the work. You still did what you needed to do. It's just your body's, one is rested and two is adapting to it. That's a little fine line between challenge clients and make sure that they still feel engaged towards their training, but also like make them realize that this is not something like think about tomorrow or next week or anything. This is a lifetime thing. Like we have clients that have been here like 10 years. If we didn't have that proper taken care of for all the time, either they would have either broken down sooner or quit sooner. But if they're able to do this for 10 years and hopefully for the rest of their life, that's what that little plan between, yeah, I'm gonna challenge you, but also like let me say like, if you're doing this, what are you doing on the back end to make sure that you can keep continuing to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if I could snap my finger and give people a trait, I would be like,
We like this a
yeah,
lot.
I'm hiding my
She was like, hey.
I would say mine's trust in your coach, because like everything's progressively overloading over time, and 3 sets of 10 at 75% feels a lot different than 6 sets of 2 at 87%.
Mm-hmm.
So everything has there's a plan in place.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing, like when there's sessions where like things are too easy, clients are like,
Yeah.
that feels too easy, like,
Yeah.
and you're like, sometimes it is like, oh, maybe we need to increase weight, whatever it is, but sometimes it's like, yeah, like, yeah, like, deloading you this week, for example, because we're gonna go hard, like a little bit heavier in the next week and stuff, so it's like sometimes because maybe, and it's not just that they just don't know better, like we don't expect them to know like what we're doing, but like it's just like being mindful of like, okay, there's a thought process behind that. I'm not just having you at 60% or 50% of your PR this week for nothing, that type of thing.
Yeah, I feel it's a little of a balance in the sense like, yeah, we always want feedback from our clients because at the end of the day we're here to help them. So it's not like we don't listen to them, like, hey, this too easy, like, hey, this too heavy, like that. But yeah, without like the intention of sounding like copying or anything. Like if we make you do something, it's for most at least, like say, most of the time it's for a good reason and with a logical reason behind it too. So like you said, let's have a little trust. For me, I think it will be confidence. Confidence even more when you're starting. You guys heard this before all the time. Oh, I don't know if I'm fit enough to go to a gym. Oh, well, fuck, what you think you're coming here for? That's not for that. Oh, I feel intimidated. Like one thing that we have very good around here is not, it's not like, well, I don't know, Planet Fitness, Gold Gym, that you're walking and people like, I don't know, fucking doing a tricep extension, looking at you like, what the fuck are you doing? Something like that. No, like, we all here like pretty super chill about it. Like, and that's something that is nice, but I understand of that anxiety. Like me, I'm not like super social. I mean, Dani knows it. So the fact of going into a new place with new people you never know, yeah, it's natural for you to feel like a little uncomfortable, but also that's where the growth comes from. Not asking everybody to be, this fucking entrepreneur that goes anywhere and just like, hey, what's up, everybody, like something like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I can give yourself a little bit of room to, and slowly be able to try new things and be confident in yourself. Like, oh, hey, we're gonna try this. I don't know if I can do it. Me neither. That's what we're gonna try and see how it goes. I'm not gonna make you do something crazy, but again, that little bit of being confident in yourself. Like, okay, this is new, but this is probably gonna be beneficial for me, and you might end up even like going later. Like, it's gonna be one of your favorite things or part of the day. So. Yeah.
So that's it for this week's podcast. Like I said, Steven has a baby, so blow up his phone. Let him know that you miss him and want him back. If you liked the video, push the little like button. If you disliked it, push the dislike button. If you want to see more of this, subscribe.
Can we take off the dislikes?
No, we want honest feedback.
Alright.
All good.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Be honest. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.